now you got Boots Ennis in your weight class.
Definitely.
What do you think about him?
Oh, he's very, very talented. He's unproven, but he's very talented.
Yeah.
The boxing world was hit with another surprise as rising star Jaron Ennis, considered by many to be the sport's future, made bold moves again. After recently calling out one major name, he's now aiming even higher, challenging the legendary Terence "Bud" Crawford.
That's the fight that everybody want to see, and I want to do it.
Do you respect him as like when he's like, I got a couple fights left, I'm at the end, I'm only trying to get mega fights, so
I understand it, but don't lie or kept to the net and make it seem like I had the opportunity to fight you and I didn't. I never did. You know what I'm saying? And then that one time that I did, we said they called and we said we never heard nothing else back about it. So
right.
I mean, I respect it though. I mean, get your money. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing, but don't be capping on the net.
This time, he didn't hold anything back. After staying quiet for so long, he finally spoke up, and his words instantly shifted the entire direction of the interview. This isn't just another challenge. It's a matchup that could shape the next era of boxing. When a 26-year-old contender steps up to a 38-year-old champion, everything boils down to one question. Does Crawford still have the fire to protect his crown?
Terence Crawford against Jaron Ennis, for me, is the best fight in American boxing. But it needs to be a payday for Crawford that would get him interested, because Crawford knows how good Boots is. And I'm not saying that Crawford thinks he's going to lose to Boots, but he knows that is a real fight. But for me, Boots is the new Crawford. We've just got to go out and get the fights to show how great he is.
In a recent appearance on Showtime Sports Live, Jaron "Boots" Ennis made his intentions unmistakably clear. I want Bud. Skip the talk. Let's make it real. Although Boots has brought up Crawford before, this moment carried a different weight. He said it right after Crawford made history by beating Canelo Alvarez, becoming the first fighter to stay undefeated across 3 weight divisions. The timing wasn't accidental. As the world was still applauding Crawford's achievement, Boots stepped forward and used that momentum to place himself squarely in the center of attention.
I think you gotta lean more towards Canelo, because like I said before, he been putting big guys out and down, and Canelo not even really a 68 pounder. He probably really should be at 60 maybe, and he been hurting these guys. I think he be dropping these guys and things like that. So, and them guys be way bigger than him come fight night. I know that for sure. They be probably close to 200 pounds, and he dropping those guys like that. So I don't know. It's gonna be a great fight. The fans want to see it. So, so be it.
He isn't just calling out a champion. He's calling out a legacy. Boots stands at 34-0 with 30 knockouts, having overwhelmed every opponent so far. Still, critics point out that he's never shared the ring with someone of Terence Crawford's caliber, and Boots knows it. That's why this challenge felt different. It wasn't meant as trash talk. It was a direct claim to the throne.
I beat this guy. It's an excuse. I beat this guy. He's too young or whatever. So I'm never really going to give my full respect until afterwards. Yes, it's a lot of people that's changing their narrative. Like, man, y'all watching something great right now, and we not appreciating it. And it's sad to say that we waking up at the tail end of his career. We really didn't realize it until now, when he's like doing extraordinary stuff, like going up 2 weight classes to fight the best fighter in that division, the #1 guy that's the face of boxing. And the way that I handled that, people like, oh man, something had to be wrong. Canelo had to be washed, or Canelo just wasn't in it. I see people saying, oh, Turkey paid for Canelo to lose, so I just think, when you that much better than the competition, people not going to give you credit until they sit down and look at it and just be like, man, that dude was good.
Crawford was back home in Omaha, enjoying his championship parade, when the clip began spreading online and fans filled social media with reactions. Bud versus Boots in 2026 Many were calling it the clash of the old lion and the rising lion, a true pound-for-pound showdown in the making. When reporters asked Crawford for his thoughts, he simply grinned and took his time. What he said next completely flipped the conversation.
Would you consider going back down to 154 and face Jaron Ennis, the guy who prepared Canelo Alvarez for this fight?
Nope. I ain't going down 154.
Crawfordist either. Looking straight into the camera, he said, "I hear everyone shouting my name now that I'm breaking records, but where were they when I was the one hunting for big fights?" He added that Boots can keep calling him out, but you don't shout up a mountain, you climb it.
Now you got Boots Ennis who's in your weight class.
Definitely.
What do you think about him?
Oh, he's very, very talented. He's unproven, but he's very talented.
Yeah.
The eye test tells it all. You know, he's got the it, but we haven't seen him against any elite fighter. We've never seen him tested. So until then, we just going to keep saying, oh, Boots, 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 until he meet that fighter that's going to test him.
Is that a fight that you would be interested in?
Nah, it just don't make sense right now in my career. Like I said, especially money-wise, don't nobody really know Boots, but
right.
I'm looking for bigger and better challenges like Canelo.
You're just looking for the big ones.
Yeah.
The big fish.
Yeah.
Fish fry.
That definitely. Definitely. Them the guys I'm looking for.
Never disrespected Boots. He simply reminded everyone that there's a big difference between earning an opportunity and just asking for one. Boots represents youth, power, and flash. But Bud brings something else entirely. Deep experience and a fight IQ capable of ending a contender's rise in a single night. Crawford's coach, Brian "Bomac" McIntyre, isn't concerned either.
As his trainer, do you feel like he should just sell off into the sunset after this monumental
Well,
win?
you know what? He made it look so easy. You know what I'm saying? Got 2-3 more in him. You know what I'm saying? Training camp will try harder. You know what I'm saying?
You think a move to 160 would make sense?
I mean, if you want to do it, it'd be a challenge. If you want to challenge yourself, yeah, I don't mind.
Crawford's team knows exactly what he represents now. After beating Canelo and becoming a champion across 3 different weight divisions, Bud has firmly placed himself at the top of the sport. And that's what makes this moment so important. The hunter has officially become the one everyone is chasing.
Just feel that Jaron Ennis against Terence Crawford is the fight. And that can be at 54, it can be at 60. Obviously we've got Lima to take care of first, but that for me is one of the great, crossover fights, because Boots is the changing of the guard guy. And Crawford's the guy that's been there and done it all and just proved, that he's still very much in his...
Let's be real. Crawford versus Boots wouldn't be just another matchup. It's the kind of fight boxing actually needs right now. From a style perspective, it's a dream clash. Crawford represents pure precision, a switch-hitting marksman who approaches each punch like a calculated move on a chessboard. His rhythm, patience, and ring IQ slowly dismantle opponents over time. There's no chaos in his style, only control. Boots, meanwhile, is a storm in human form. His movement is unpredictable, his pressure relentless, and his power dangerous from either stance.
Like watching now.
Terence Crawford, one of my favorites to watch now. I love Terence Crawford, and I like to watch NUA too. NUA can fight. And you know who else I like to watch though? I like to watch Boots.
Oh, okay.
Boots, yeah. I love watching Boots. Boots got
He's
game.
a fighter.
People don't understand Boots got game. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Boots, every now and then he messes on the defense a little bit, but Boots got game.
Boots versus Terence Crawford.
Now, Boots hasn't proven himself enough to tell me for me to say that he gonna beat Terence Crawford, because Terence Crawford is a different kind of animal.
Proven.
You feel me? Proven stud. You understand where I'm coming from? But Boots, if anybody could be Bud in the future, it would probably be a Boots, because Boots got enough tools to be in.
That's what makes this matchup so compelling. The clash of 2 completely different philosophies in the ring.
Who they are cancel out each other as far as height. They both switch hitters, lift, and everything. All of that cancels out each other. So they are literally the same people, pretty much. The only difference is Crawford done been in the big stage against big fighters so many times. And also with age, he didn't beat up his body, so his age is actually good. He got the grown man strength. He not just grown man strength, but he built on top of that. Like, look at him at 135. He was a little scrawny dude. He wasn't a big dude. Now look at him. He ripped up everything. He's strong. So sure. I feel like he got everything, all the experience, all the knowledge. So I got to go with Crawford.
For years, fans have criticized top-tier boxers for avoiding peak competition. Crawford has completely changed that story. He took on Errol Spence at the height of his powers, then moved up to face Canelo Alvarez, the Mexican powerhouse in his prime. This isn't just about winning. It's about setting a new standard in the sport.
Before the fight, the Crawford-Canelo fight, and you had a Cavs hat on. This time you've got a GOAT hat on. Is that how you're feeling? I know it says Muhammad Ali, but is that how you're feeling about Bud's performance, about his whole career?
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling that way, man. Go. Greatest of all time, man. You gotta give it to him. You gotta give it to him. You gotta give it to his coaches. Not just me, Saul, Red, Bernie, Chet, nutritionists, everybody played a part.
Canelo said he's way better than Mayweather. What do you think to that?
Who, Terence?
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Of course he is.
Fans aren't satisfied with Crawford facing just anyone anymore. They want spectacle. From this point on, every opponent has to matter. That's why Boots presents the perfect challenge. Crawford is 38 and likely has only 2 or 3 big fights left. Before he steps away, the fans want to see him confront true danger one more time.
Great, Bud always been like that. Without a question, South. You know what I'm saying? South.
You think there's anything left for him, Coach, or is it time for Bud to move on? Or
I'm trying to figure out who he gonna fight next.
160, you can see him fight going
I wouldn't do nothing crazy. He looked at excellent. Hey, Blake Islam. He looked at excellent.
Is there anybody the most from
No, I'm trying to figure out what their team gonna do next. I want to see what's
He's
next.
talking about 160, Coach. I mean, the only thing down there is maybe like a middleweight tournament, 2 fights undisputed, something like that. But if not that, then what for Bud?
Who?
Well, they were talking about Jaron Ennis going to 160, possibly going. Jaron Ennis going to 160.
If he go to 160, then we got another mega fight.
You think that's a mega fight?
I don't know that yet, but I've said, and the boxing fans that know boxing would say that's another mega fight.
That's what makes today's boxing landscape so striking. While headlines often overshadow grit, Terence Crawford seems to be one of the last fighters who embodies true heart in the ring.
Couldn't really keep up with him. He was too fast. His feet, footwork was too good.
Do you think the scores was right on, or do you think maybe it was a little more towards Bud?
What was the scorecards?
115, 113, 116, 112.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah.
I feel like Bud damn near basically went every round. So
yeah.
But yeah, that's about right. You can say that.
Now with this accomplishment, Keyshawn, is he on the Mount Rushmore of boxers?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
3-time undisputed. He just beat Canelo.
Yeah.
The face of boxing. So now you can say Bud is the face of boxing.
Greatest of all time, or
greatest of all time?
Yeah.
I don't feel like it can never be one great, but he definitely one of the greatest of all time for sure.
The sport is full of spectacle these days. Take, for example, Jake Paul stepping into the ring with Gervonta Davis for an exhibition bout.
If you like that YouTube fake boxing stuff, cool. If you're a real boxing fan who doesn't like that, I feel them on that. But as a boxer, if your heart's not in it, go get your money. I mean, at the end of the day, it's you in there and nobody else. So go get your money if your heart's not in it. But if you're fighting for legacy, that's not the way to go. That should be like your last fight. The last thing you do. If you're trying to, build a legacy. But I don't think he chases legacy no more. Like he even said he's not the face of boxing.
Floyd Mayweather is coming out of retirement to face Mike Tyson, but it's all about pay-per-view numbers. These aren't real fights anymore. They're entertainment spectacles, gloves, lights, and hype, but with little at stake.
Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather is happening. What the is going on? This is where boxing is in 2025. And listen, I'm not going to complain because I understand the layout of things. We already had Jake Paul, Mike Tyson. We have Jake Paul, Gervonta Tank Davis. This feels like the Temu version of it. And that sounds crazy because we have 2 of the greatest of all time about to participate in this, but both of them are about 30 years past their sell-by date in an exhibition bout in which their weights will be 60 to 70 to 80 pounds different. If you got on board with Jake and Mike, it was because at least they were going to weigh the same. I don't even know what to think. Someone on Twitter said it perfectly. Either everybody in the world is going to want to watch this or 10,000 people will watch it. Probably both men want a shit ton of money and they're being promised a shit ton of money, but it's happening.
Meanwhile, Crawford is fighting for something money can't buy: legacy. He doesn't need a YouTuber to sell tickets or a comeback gimmick to stay relevant. He draws fans the old-fashioned way, by simply being the best in the ring.
Be honest, when I set my sights on doing something and I know what I'm capable of, it's not like a surprise to me. It's a surprise to y'all because y'all didn't believe me. But for me, I knew I could do it, and I believed that I could do it. I just needed the opportunity.
Terence, when did you know that you were going to beat him? Over here on your left.
When he signed the contract.
He seemed to focus mostly on body punches, and you were hitting him in the head a lot. Was it your reach that gave you the advantage?
It was everything. You know, he wasn't hitting the body or anything. He was hitting my elbow because I was blocking it. But, you know, I think I was the...
Crawford isn't chasing easy paydays. He's chasing immortality. That's what sets him apart today. He's a reminder of how boxing once was. A sport defined by skill, intelligence, and strategy.
Think's better out of those two, Crawford or Mayweather?
I think Crawford is better, bigger. Like he's actually he moved in weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter. Mayweather is really good too, though. You can't knock him as well. You know, he's very talented. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have had the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because it's bigger. You know what I'm saying? And he would have kept him at bay. It would have been hard for Mayweather to counter, maybe. But Mayweather's definitely a technician. I mean, it's, like Crawford said, you know, Mayweather has his era, and Crawford, this is his era.
That's why so many old-school fighters, from Shane Mosley to Roy Jones Jr., have thrown their support behind him. Crawford isn't just winning fights. He's restoring legitimacy to a sport that's been drifting toward spectacle. While some have turned boxing into a circus, he's reminding the world why it was once called the sweet science. Every move he makes and every opponent he selects carries more weight than ever. Right now, the two sides are circling each other. No contracts have been signed, but all signs point to a potential clash in mid-2026. The weight gap is significant. Crawford has remained at 168 pounds, while Boots fights at 147 pounds. Most analysts expect them to meet somewhere around 160 pounds, a middleweight showdown that could mark a defining chapter for both fighters. If it happens, Crawford could become the first in history to vie for undisputed titles across multiple divisions.
Terence never let Canelo get into a rhythm. Terence never allowed Canelo to get anything going, and I didn't think he could do it for 12 rounds. I thought that the first 3 or 4 rounds were going to be difficult for Canelo for that reason, but Terence was able to do it for 12 rounds, and in the later part of the fight, he kind of pushed the fight more than I think people expected, which is the mark of a superstar, man.
If Crawford defeats Boots, he will cement his place as the best boxer of the era, and possibly one of the greatest of all time. If he falls, it would signal a passing of the torch unlike anything seen since Ali faced Frazier. Either way, it's historic, and both fighters understand the magnitude. Every statement they make hits like a punch. Every social media post feels like a feint. They aren't just building hype, they're crafting history in real time. Boxing stands at a crossroads. Interview 20. One has already cemented his legacy, the other is chasing it. And if these two ever step into the ring together, it won't be just another fight, it will be a generational showdown. When true brilliance faces raw ambition, explosive moments are inevitable. What do you think? Is Boots ready for this challenge, or will Crawford once again prove why he's considered the most dangerous man in boxing? Share your thoughts in the comments.